when I first started learning astrology and talking with Nick and also our other teammate Anna, my real life sister, about astrology, they would say things to me like degrees and houses and I don't know what, but I was like, what on earth are you talking about? Like the temperature outside? What does that have to do with my time of birth or like where I was born? Like, is that relevant? And they were like, no, Sarah, it's not temperature. It's degrees around a circle, basically. And this is relevant to your birth information and like predictive astrology and all of this really cool stuff and looking at how we're moving through lifetimes, which is really amazing and interesting to me because I particularly like to talk about past, present, and future lives. So in talking with Nick about this and in lots of our community, with lots of our community members, we see all sorts of examples of people that might be 1 degree something or like 29 degrees something or 15 degrees. And we're going to break it down and make this a little bit easier for you to understand right now. So Nick,
yes.
Quick and dirty, what's a degree in astrology?
Well, I'm not going to make it too dirty. Degrees are basically just you have a sign, and there's 30 degrees in each sign because a circle is 360 degrees, 12 signs, 30 degrees each sign.
High school math.
Yes, basically you just look at where the planets or the house cusps are in your chart, and it gives you a little bit more information about that sign, about that particular planet in that sign. The lower kind of degrees that you find, like 0, 0, and 1, especially 0, you're kind of learning. You're just starting to learn about that sign, so the traits are a little bit more immature. And towards the end, 28, 29 degrees, you're very mature in that sign, and that planet acts very mature in that way, and so it just starts to behave a little bit more like the next sign.
So basically, we're moving through this journey. And in a previous video, we talked about if you didn't feel like your sun sign was really relevant to your personality, to who you really are, I think degrees can come into this,
definitely.
right?
If you're born near a cusp, you're going to act a little bit more like the next one.
And that's moving into the next one. So let's talk about an example here. So I'm a Sagittarius, which I mentioned like 800 times in these discussions, but my sun sign Sagittarius. So if I were like 1 degree Sagittarius versus 15 degrees versus 29 degrees as my Sagittarius sun sign, what does that look like?
So if you're 1 degree Sagittarius, you carry a lot of that instantaneous fire, that desire to just go and do something, experience something, journey, and without really thinking about it. It's more instinctual. And then when you move into more of the middle of the sign, you end up seeing that it acts very strongly like itself. It's just a little bit more mature. It's like if you're in your 20s. You're not acting like a child. You're not acting out just to act out. You're experiencing, you're gaining knowledge.
So you're still kind of adventurous, but like you're a little more educated in your adventure.
And then towards the end, when Sagittarius finally meets the end of its sign, it's more of like the philosopher. It's done the journey. It knows what's going on, and it carries more maturity to it.
So I feel like that 29 degree Sagittarius person is still going to feel that like goal chasing, moving forward thing, but it's going to be more steady. It's going to be like a fire in a fireplace versus a wildfire.
Right, and the next sign is actually Capricorn, which has to do with achievements and goals, and so the end of Sagittarius is actually looking forward to that. It's looking forward to using all of its knowledge so that it can achieve its goals.
I love how you whisper at the end. You're like, this is such good information, I must whisper it. So as we're...
It's mystical.
I shall only relay it to those who are willing to listen. So as we're moving through the degrees, right, we're transitioning, moving into the next sign. And so if you are higher in those, like a Sagittarius sun, that was like 28 degrees Sagittarius, you might feel more Capricorn or more steady. You might be like, I don't know, I'm not really wild and crazy and making rash decisions. But maybe you're still feeling that fire and that goal chasing, but you've got plans in place and you're like, listen, I need a plan to chase my goals. I'm going to chase them after I make my plan. Versus somebody who is coming off of Scorpio season, right? Am I right? Like as
moving from Scorpio into Sagittarius.
Right? So if you're coming out of Scorpio where you're just like transformation, change, like whatever.
Something totally new.
Moving into Sagittarius, that's going to be like
now I need something totally new. Let me go experience something new, please.
So anyway, we can see those degrees shift. So that's what degrees mean in astrology. It has nothing to do with the temperature, it turns out. And it's all about what degree you are around that circle and in that specific space of the sign. Very cool stuff, and even
awesome.
more, even a better way to dive into who you are, what and what you're doing here
Definitely.
in this lifetime.
I like to say definitely.
Amazing. All right, I'm Sarah, head magic maker, founder of the Sisters Enchanted, where it's our mission to make magic mainstream. And this is
Nick,
our head astrologer over at the Sisters Enchanted. So thanks for joining us. You can find us online and keep up to date with what we're doing at thesistersenchanted.com. And in the meantime, I hope you have an enchanted rest of your day.